the whole thing, but I would just do it for myself, and then I would make a shot list. So sometimes I would show the DP that storyboard rough thing, but sometimes it's just for my internal self. But that's just my personal preference.
I think it completely depends on the scale and the content. I mean, I think there are certain sequences, like on my last film, that like there was like a montage that kind of builds into the climax that we did storyboard for, but for most of it we ended up using just floor plans and overhead diagrams, and just me and the DP would just have conversations looking over these diagrams and then kind of mark out where we wanted to ideally put the camera, and then kind of list and then create a shot list, but then create a prioritized shot list that would be actually what we defaulted to when we only had 2 hours left in the day and we only were able to get half of the material we talked about getting. I think I think storyboards are obviously useful, but when you're working in under restraint, I think you have to have also documents that allow you to be more flexible and that kind of signal the dialogue and the vocabulary you've developed with the DP, but aren't like rigid in terms of communicating to the whole team that this is what we have to get, because that just creates a pressure cooker of a situation that you won't be able to fulfill, I think.
You had a question. Do you want to try? Go ahead. So his question was whether a named DP was important to getting money, and she said no. Yeah. Yeah, it's always actors. It's good. That's what attitude you need. Yeah.
First, I'd like to give a serious plug and endorsement for Mark's no-budget filmmaking. It's essential if you're going to make an under $500,000 micro-budget movie, and especially if you're going to make a $50,000 movie. My question is, can a narrative film qualify for fiscal sponsorship, and how would it? And I wondered about on crowdfunding, like Kickstarter, is there any sales tax implications for the T-shirts and the DVDs as part of donations? Is there?
You might know more about this than I do, but yeah.
Yes. I mean, yes, you do. Yes, you do have to pay sales tax towards, and it depends on what state you're selling the products in or offering the products in. Legally, there's no, unless you get caught, like, you're not going to get in trouble, but you are supposed to be paying sales tax on the items that you're giving out. No, they don't.
I'm not sure I did. I know better. I think the majority of the low, especially the lower raises, I don't think they probably take care of that.
How long till you're safe?
Well, I don't know what the statute of limitations is. On T-shirts, I think it's a couple years.
I mean, there are these big movies that raise $1 million and everybody hears about, and then there's your movie that you raise $15,000, and no one's who's gonna come after you. I mean, that what she just said about like, if you're not gonna get caught, that's my rule on almost everything. Like, who's gonna catch me? I'm this little guy. Anyway, it's not the most responsible way to do it, but yeah, you and then you, yeah. Which rules? Sorry.
The rules about hiring talent and
The real rules.
just out of film school. So how do you know that should be done? Do you do it? But if you don't have any budget, you don't do it.
I did. I mean, that's just because the producers that's the thing. I think as a director, it's like hire a great producer, because they knew what to do and stuff like that. So yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, just out of film school, I definitely was very cognizant of all the rules and recognized that with the amount of money we were going to have to make this first film, we weren't going to be able to follow any of those rules. So then I started following Mark Stolroff in the No Budget Film School online and like talked to him and like kind of just through hearing about how he made his films, recognize that there was another way of making it that follows its own sets of rules. It's not, doesn't follow the rules. It's just a different set of rules. And